Hi everybody, it's Tasso. Not so long ago, I published a post where I explained to you how coaches actually help people get unstuck. And in that three-step process, step number 2, after having given them clarity about what the problem really was, step number 2 was to offer them options, to show them that they have options. Because if you have options, you have hope. You don't feel anymore that you're with your back against the wall and you seem to have choices. You can move forward. But as with many things in life, options are a double-edged sword. They can give you opportunities. However, they can also paralyze you and not allow you to move forward. In this post, I wanted to share with you 3 ways how options can harm you and why you should limit them. Number one is because they impair choice. Now, I'm sure you're familiar with a very famous experiment that has been done in the US, actually in California, years ago, where in supermarkets, customers have been offered 6 different varieties of marmalades or 24 different varieties of marmalades. And the researchers found that where more varieties of marmalades were offered, more people stood there, were attracted, and they wanted to try the marmalades. 60% versus 40% when only 6 varieties were there. However, when they deeper into the data, they saw that 2% only of people actually purchased the marmalade when they had to choose from 24 different sorts, and 12% actually chose from those 6 varieties. So you see that if you have too many options, this does not only hinder you to make a choice, it also keeps you from actually acting upon it. So basically, in this case, the purchase. Number two, they make you feel safe. If you have a portfolio of options going on in your head, about all these things that you could do and all these things that you could become, it sends a signal to your subconscious mind. I mean, look at this. There's so many things that you could do, and if you choose, you lose them all. And it's very comfortable and it's very reassuring. If you can fantasize about becoming an astronaut or becoming an actor or becoming a businessman or opening up your own restaurant, of course it's nice, but what this does is it keeps you from realizing and accepting that you can't become all these things. And what it does is it keeps you from doing the mental work that is necessary for you to abandon all those things that you can't do and focus and pursue the one thing that you actually can. Number three is about, it doesn't allow you, options don't allow you to give 100%. You might know this funny quote that says, always give 100% unless you donate blood. It's true. You should always give 100% in life. This is how you should approach life. Give 100%, because only then you will feel good about yourself and you will feel confident with the progress you've made. If you don't give it all you got, it's guaranteed that you will have regrets along the way. And this is why in the book of Don Miguel Ruiz, he mentions giving 100%, giving always doing your best is one of the 4 agreements of living a successful and purposeful life. Now, many people will say, yes, but you need a plan B. You need an alternative scenario. It happens, of course, very often in companies because this is how planning is done with upside, downside, different scenarios. But what this does is it doesn't allow you to give 100% to plan A. And if you ask people who you see determined to do something, or if you look at the millionaires who actually came out of bankruptcy and you ask them, how could you do that? Very often the answer is, I had no choice. And this is how, once you're on your path and once you know what you want to do, the best way to ensure that you actually get through with what you're about to do is to burn your ships. And burning your ships, this comes from Ortega Cortes in 1519, when he went over to Mexico to conquer the treasures from the Aztecs. And what the story says is that once they arrived, he told his crew to burn the ships because he knew that this has never been done before. People did not manage. They abandoned and they went back home. And he knew that the only way to get these treasures is to make his comrades, to make his people, his soldiers, commit, not having a way out of this. So I hope that with this I could convince you that options are good if they, to get you out of something, to get you unstuck and to show you that there is a way out, to make you feel comfortable. However, sooner rather than later, you should limit those options and choose the one that you actually should go after.